What it do, YouTube? It's your brother, I am that I am, on an early morning tap in as I head to the gym. Should I put my seatbelt on? Yes, it's good to always be safe, but I don't feel like wearing it this morning. But I wouldn't suggest that you guys do the same. So let me get right to this, because it's been a minute. You know, the brother's been busy trying to figure this out in the streets, panhandling, doing what I gotta do to survive. But recently, I started a job with Schneider National, the intermodal division. And before I made this video, before I decided to make this video, I searched far and wide. I searched far and wide for a video that would give the real deal on Schneider. I searched. I typed in the YouTube search bar, Schneider International. But what I found, I kept coming across, to me, it seemed like there's a lot of videos, but they ain't keeping it real. They ain't giving the real deal, man. And people need the real deal. And you know, I always bring the real deal. I know it's one guy that likes to comment all the time. You know, he finds himself in my videos and he's always talking crap. It's a brother. But somebody speaking truth to power, somebody speaking truth to power is not them complaining. Somebody just speaking truth to power is just them speaking truth to power. You know, it is what it is. So this is what I'm going to say, because like I said, I searched long and wide for a true video on Schneider. I seen Schneider's company videos. Of course, they're going to pump themselves up, and I seen some videos from truck actual drivers. But so I can't speak, and let me say this, I can't speak for all of Schneider, because I know there are different jobs and different roles and different routes and different, you know, different divisions, right? But I'm going to speak on the Southern California intermodal position. Seatbelt warning. And what I'm gonna say is, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. If you guys follow me, you guys know that I was with JB Hunt for over a year. That came to an end because of politics, because of my desire to advance into management, which I'm qualified for. And they basically, you know, once I complained that I was feeling that I was experiencing discrimination, and me not being able to get into these positions, then that ultimately caused them to put the the radar on me, you know, and they were eventually trying to find any way to get me out of there, right? Whether it was I showed up 1 minute late, and before it was never a problem, or if they felt I took too long or whatever, they were looking for something, right? And they found something, but it wasn't. I guess they felt that this was sufficient, but it wasn't. So, you know, ultimately, I won a settlement against them, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I won a settlement against JB Hunt, but I will leave it at that. Yeah, man. So speaking on the Schneider Southern California division, intermodal, it's rough, man. It's rough, and the pay is low. I would say compared to similar roles and similar jobs in intermodal, the pay is low, and the requirements of you know, they want 12 hours, man. That is a minimum, because they're going to give you loads that take you into the 12-hour mark. And sometimes those 12-hour marks can turn into 13 hour, 14 hour. 14 hours is the max, because you're only can do 14 hours in a day. But they want this of you every day, you know, and it's gonna feel like you don't have no life. It's gonna feel like that's all you can do is just work and go to sleep. And for a person that like me that's active, I have a routine. I have things and hobbies that I like to do that bring peace to me and bring calmness to me, and it's kind of like a therapy for me, right? One of those things are going to the gym. It's something I've been doing for a long time, consistently. And now that I'm finding that I'm having to make a decision now, because right now, like today, right as I'm making this video, I had to go into work in like a few hours, and I just got off last, you know, it's like 7 in the morning. I just got off at 12 last night. So I had to make a decision, because I'm starting to miss days. I'm starting to miss days, right? Miss days of going to the gym, because I'm working these long ass hours, and then I had to get up early, and it's not enough time. So today I said, okay, let me sacrifice sleep. You know, instead of getting 6 hours of good solid sleep, I got about a little bit over 5. But this is what I have to do to ensure that I hit the gym. But see, y'all might say, oh, well, you know, you got to make sacrifices. True. You got to make sacrifices. But this, if you know, for my guys that watch this video and have driven trucks, you know that you can't sacrifice sleep, because this is not the type of profession where you can be behind a commercial vehicle that has the potential to cause a lot of damage. I mean, we know, I'm pretty sure you guys seen in the news, truckers, you know, all these incidents of truckers running people over and causing grave fatalities. I'm pretty sure we all have seen that with the Indian driver. Was another guy. Like, these are all instances of these drivers either trying to push themselves, or them being sleep deprived, or them trying to do something to keep themselves up from them being sleep deprived, right? So this is not the type of profession where you can just say, I'm just going to sacrifice sleep. No, because it's going to catch up to you. And when it catches up to you, it's grave consequences when it catches up to you. It's not like an office job, right? If you work at an office job where you can sit down at a computer or whatever and you doze off, okay, well, you just doze off. You're not harming nobody, and you probably, you just get fired, right? Well, if you doze off behind the wheel of a commercial truck, that is going to cause mass disaster. So this is not the type of job where you could be sleep deprived and keep accumulating sleep debt. It's not that type of job, y'all. If you know, right? So I have to make a decision because this is what I need to do. This is what keeps me sane. Right now, I'm about to head in the gym, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. So, but what I'm finding at this new Schneider job is that these 12-hour minimums are affecting my life. They're affecting what I like to do. They're affecting my sleep schedule. And then when you consider the pay, let's say you have like 2 or 3 years or 4 years experience, the pay sucks, man. I'm getting paid. Let me break it down for y'all. You get 20 cents per mile. You get $12 per drop and hook. And the hourly rate is a flat $17 an hour. That's it. No overtime, no OT, because it's under federal DOT laws. So there is no guaranteed minimum. There is no detention time for when you have to be, it's a live unload. So when, like yesterday, I had a load, my first load, and I was literally there for 6 hours, 6 or 7 hours before they finally loaded me and got me out of there. But that whole time, there is no additional pay. It's just the 17 that I'm already getting, but no detention pay, right? Whereas when I was at JB Hunt and keeping it real, you still getting that, I think it was 18, but you get like $20 an hour or 20 something dollars an hour detention pay after 1 hour of being there. So, just keeping it real with y'all, man, because I got to do that. I got to keep it real. I got to speak my truth. There is better alternatives, man. There is better alternatives, but because there is better alternatives, the competition for those roles are high. It is very high. I mean, when you have companies like Saya, I think it's spelled SAIA, and they have positions starting at $30 an hour, $33 an hour, some of them $40 an hour. You could imagine there's going to be a lot of competition for that. Or even, I don't know, what's the other one? They're in green trucks. I can't think of it. I think it's RL&L or something like that. They had 30 an hour. So you got various LTL and intermodal jobs that are paying, decent, 30, 40 an hour, but guess what? The competition is high for those roles, as they would be, because everybody wants them. So, or even driving for Coca-Cola, even driving so long story short, man, if you're in transition, and you're looking just to get your experience, it'll be a good job for you, because you're just trying to get your feet wet. You're trying to get your experience, and you want to get that experience so you can get something better. But if you are experienced, and let's say, the job market is tight like it is now, yeah, you might have to do it for a little bit, but you shouldn't stay there, man, because I really don't see how someone, you know, can do 12 or 13 hours for years, man. It's like, it's crazy to me, man. I mean, some guys are doing it though, and I don't know why, because, you know, they should either transition to a different roles or find something different, you know? Yeah, but, you know, they should transition to something better, because the low pay, the long crazy hours, it's not sustainable, man. You know, it would be better if they could switch it just to a 10-hour shift, and you know, that would be a little bit better. But the 12-hour, because you will find that 12-hour is almost always going to bleed into 13 hours, and that's a large chunk of your day, bro. That's a large chunk of your day. So with that being said, this is your boy I Am, and I'm logging out, about to head in this gym. I will tap in with y'all later. Peace. So yeah, y'all, this is an update, but yeah, I don't want to drag the video on too long. Just finished getting out of the gym, and I'm feeling tired already, man, but I need to do it, man. I can't see myself sacrificing something that is a part of me, and I shouldn't have to. I should not have to, nor should you, for a job. You know, everybody has their own things that brings them joy, brings them peace throughout their day, you know, whether that's hanging out with family, or, you know, going to the park, or, you know, basket weaving, or knitting, or playing golf, basketball, or going for a jog, swimming, whatever that might be. You should have enough time to do that without having to feel rushed, or feeling like, oh, I have to sacrifice a part of it, or I have to rush. Like, and I'll give you an example, and I'll wrap up this video. But like you seen in the beginning of the video, I was heading to the gym, and I sacrificed an hour to an hour and a half of sleep to do that. You know, you could probably look in my eyes and see that I'm beat, right? You could see it, but I had to try it. I had to do it, and now that I've done it, I can see that this is going to be a problem. I can see that this is going to be a conflict, because I rushed through my workout. Like, I was doing multiple exercises all at the same time, and normally I don't do that. Normally I'll work on one part of the body, and then I'll go, you know, let's say I do 4 different exercises for that part of the body, and then I'll go to the next. But now today I was doubling down and tripling down. So I would go from my shoulders to my chest, from my back to my arms. Like, I was doing it like that, like all together, and you know, just so I can get through the workout faster. And then I went ahead and did my cardio, my 15 minutes of walking, right? And normally I would like to get some sauna in, but I couldn't get it in, because I'm like, damn, if I go hit the sauna for 5 or 10 minutes, I'll be late, right? And so this is the situation. This is a circumstance that's happening with this Schneider National out of Southern California, is that I'm not getting enough time to do things that I need to do. Like, I couldn't even see my family. Like, I had to literally, they see me get up, run to the gym, and then come back quickly, you know, handle my number 2 business, and then go. And it's like, it's crazy. Now I gotta rush. Now y'all see me and I'm rushing to Schneider. So can you sustain this lifestyle for a long time? You know, the guys that's doing this for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, like, you're gonna have to sacrifice something. And usually you're sacrificing something that is a part of you, whether it's family time or what. And then you think, okay, well, I'm doing this for money. You're not making big bucks. You know, I don't care if the guy, like I talked to one guy, right? And he has a little bit more experience than me, but he's only making $5 or $6 more per drop than me. That's not, I mean, it's something, but it's not significant. So you have to sacrifice your life, you have to sacrifice your time, man. You're not really making big bucks. You know, I talked to one guy that was doing this for 10 plus years. And though this guy, you know, he had his house, he had everything, but he revealed to me that he lost his wife because of this job. And, you know, a man shouldn't lose his woman because he's providing for her and making sure she has everything she needs. But the reality, women need more than just material things. Women need attention, they need time. And if you're spending 13 or 14 hours a day at work, what time do you have? You don't have no time for her. So it's human nature. She's going to find that attention somewhere else or from someone else that has more of that attention to give to her. If you don't make a change, like this guy was doing this for 10 plus years. Okay, after the 10 plus year mark, at least try to find something different, or get with your managers like, hey, you know, I put in 10 years doing this role. Is there something, you know, can I have a different schedule, less hours, or is there another role out there that I can do, you know, another route that doesn't require all these hours? But nah, the guy, I guess, you know, once you get programmed in it, once you get in that rhythm, you know, you get used to it, I guess. But I don't see myself getting used to this, nor do I want to. You know, nor do I want to. I said this in numerous videos. Truck driving is not the end all be all for me. You know, I've said it numerous times. I'm qualified to do other things. I have education. I have experience. I have knowledge. I have other skill sets. And I chose truck driving strictly out of economic reasons. But nah, I couldn't picture myself doing that 12 years straight, bro. That's crazy, man. So to wrap this video up, man, I'm not hating. I'm not shitting on Schneider. You gotta say it right. I'm not shitting on Schneider. I can only speak from my perspective in Southern California, what it's like. You know, it's very, and what they're offering as far as intermodal. You know, of course they got regional and they got OTR. Those are different things. But intermodal, what is? God damn it, bro! Like, what the fuck, man? Fuck you, bastard! I hate these Southern. Like, the motherfucker just literally just drunk right in front of you. Just fuck. I'm just gonna go right in front of you. You know, it's almost like they be doing this shit intentionally, bro. I really feel like they be doing this shit intentionally. You know, but especially when they see it's a black person driving behind the wheel, right? And we all know that Southern Cal is heavily Hispanic. So we already know how they feel. But that's not what this video is about. I'm not shitting on Schneider. I'm just saying, like, you know, this Southern California intermodal, it's a beast, man. With the low pay, with the minimum 12-hour requirement, and you can't be a second late. Like if you literally have to be on time. You can't be 1 second late, 1 minute late. If your shift is at 7, you better be there at 7. If your shift is at 9, you better be at 9 on the dot. But it doesn't matter if you just did 13 hours the next day. As long when that 10-hour clock resets, you better be there. And that's crazy. That's unreal. You know what I'm saying? But and I can see now that that's probably the reason it's such high turnover. There's high turnover here, man. Like I'm seeing every week, every Monday, there's a bunch of new guys being trained. I mean, come on now. You know, that has to show something, like, but they're not, Schneider's not going to change because they're operating on such thin margins, and they have to satisfy their customers, and they need this 12-hour requirement helps satisfy their customers since they're operating on such thin margins as far as profitability. And that's just the reality, man. So I'm almost here, y'all. Mouth all dry and shit. But with that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Holla at y'all later. Peace.